I'm Corey.
I'm Chris.
And we are Blood Brothers Racing. In this episode, we're going to show you the initial tuning of the butterflies and barrel valve, and we're going to fire this thing up. So let's get to it. All right, for the initial setup, we need a few tools in order to set the barrel valve and the butterflies. The first thing you're gonna set is your butterflies, and I was told by Spud at FIE, links in the description to get a hold of him, that I need to set my butterflies to 6,000. So the first thing you're gonna need is a 3/8 wrench and some feeler gauges, and we're gonna do that. After that, we gotta set up the barrel valve, and what you have to do there is you have to plug off your 2 returns, at least in my case, 2 returns. You put this on the supply, and then you have to have a leak down tester like this. And what we're going for is at 100 PSI, we want 25% leak into the motor. And that's how much fuel is getting in the motor at idle. So we're gonna go over to the truck and get that done. And then at the first fire, what you're gonna need is a little bottle of gasoline. This is a good old 110 from Chris's Nova, and a degree temperature thing, thermometer deal. This thing, you know what I'm talking about, this little guy. Because after it's running, you want to check your exhaust headers. In the instructions Spud gave me, he wants to see about 450 degrees at the header. So that's what we're going to shoot for. So let me get this set up over here, and I'll show you how to adjust those 2 items, and then we'll get this thing fired up. All right, when setting the butterflies, what you're wanting to do is you want to loosen both of these adjusters on both sides. There's one on either side. And then you are going to take and put your feeler gauge inside the butterflies just like that. And you're looking for 6,000 drag. So if it's too loose or too tight, you loosen or tighten these, and then you lock it back down with your 3/8. So it's as simple as that on the butterflies. All right, this right here is called a leak down tester. It's also called a differential pressure gauge, and they use it for cylinder leak down tests, but you can also use it for leak down tests on a barrel valve. So there's many uses for this guy. What we are going to use it for is to see how much fuel is getting by the barrel valve at idle. This side right here will show you how much pressure is being inputted, which is from our shop air. It is regulated to 100 pounds. And this side will tell you how much pressure is being leaked by. And that's where the differential pressure comes in. Spud at FIE recommends I start out at 25% leak, so that's what we're gonna set this at. So the first thing I do is I put the gauge, or put the supply line in, and then I take my air supply, connect it. And if I need to do some adjusting, I'll adjust this until I make sure that I'm exactly at 100 pounds, which I am. As you can see, I'm a little low. I'm at about 12 pounds. A differential, which is the leak by. So I need to adjust the barrel valve nut in order to get that at 25 pounds. So I'm gonna go ahead and loosen this assembly, and I can make an adjustment. So this adjuster has 2 locks, and they're actually left-handed threads on the brass. So you gotta do it that way. And I usually loosen these all the way up, so it's easier to make a change. So with both of those loose, I can now adjust this to get my 25% right there. And then you'll take and lock these down. We're good to go, and we're good to give it a start. We will adjust this for throttle response and header temperature. Again, Spud recommended that we start with around 450 degrees of header pressure or header temperature, and then you want really good throttle response. So when we get it fired, that's the first is the timing, and then we'll go to this and make any adjustments we need to do there. All right, YouTube, we actually fired it twice before this and I forgot to hit record. We're recording this time just for you. We're not worried about those guys over there.
You don't worry about
this
those guys.
one's just for you. All right, subscribers, let's
all right, let's do this, guys.
Let's fire it up. We got everybody in position.
Everybody's
Fuel
in
is
position.
on, ignition's on. I'm gonna turn it over and let's give it a shot.
All right.
Everybody ready? Hey, if you can't subscribe after that, I don't know what you're going to subscribe to. Appreciate you watching that.
Right on, right on.
I feel it was successful.
It was very successful, and man, my eyes are burning.
Yeah, so we screwed up and did not video the first two that we fired. The first one was at that 25% leak down. It was crazy rich, and maybe that's right, I don't know, but it seemed way too rich. My header temperatures were 200s, which I was expecting closer to 400, so I don't know. Tell us in the comments, maybe I'm doing something wrong. I'm gonna actually tag Spud in this and see what he thinks. But we leaned it out by 4 flats and then fired it again, and I had a bunch of blower surge, which sounded cool as hell.
It did sound pretty bad. That was awesome.
We went live on TikTok, Facebook, and YouTube. Find us on all those platforms. A guy in there, last name French, I don't know if that's real or not, but he was thinking it may have been too lean. So we went ahead and went 2 flats back, and the blower surge definitely sounded a lot better. It did not fumigate the entire barn, so we were thinking in that sweet spot. I locked it down there. That was that last fire, that's what I did. Now, I was revving, having a good time, and all of a sudden it just shut down. And I didn't know why. My dad was in the background over here. He's like, do you know why it shut down? I was like, I don't know. We ran out of fuel.
Yeah.
There's nothing in the tank. So 3 fires got us basically 3 gallons, really.
Yeah.
About.
How far, was it all the way full when you started today?
No, I put in about 3 gallons.
So about 3 gallons, guys, 3 fires. So you're going to be eating up that fuel quite fast.
Yeah, so I told my dad, I think what I'm going to do is buy another 4-gallon cell, put it on the other side, and then plumb it together, and then let it, you know, so one's always gonna have that straight flow path. The other one's just gonna, you know, fill the other. And that'll give us 8 gallons to make sure that we can bracket race if we want to.
Yeah.
So that's kind of the game plan.
We'll see.
Tell us what you think down there. But man, it sounded really good.
Yeah, I did.
And I feel it's successful. So we're gonna call that a success, unless Spud tells me different.
Yeah, we gotta listen to Spud.
All right, well, thanks for tuning in. I appreciate it. We're really excited. I'm gonna celebrate a little bit. It's Saturday. And maybe drink a beer or two.
Or 5.
10. All right, thanks again. And if you like the content, man, we would appreciate a like, a little comment down there. Really, the biggest honor is make sure you're subscribed, and if you share the content. If you share the content, it makes the channel grow, makes us make better videos for you. So if we can do that, we appreciate it.
Yep.
But until next time, love you guys.
Out.